Most people misunderstand introverts. They assume that quiet means shy, that solitude means loneliness, and that silence means insecurity. But psychology says introversion isn't a weakness, it's a design. It's a different way of thinking, feeling, and experiencing the world. Introverts aren't avoiding reality, they're processing it. If you've ever felt like you operate on a different frequency from everyone else, there's a reason. Your brain works in ways that most people don't notice. And in a world obsessed with noise and speed, introverts often become invisible until you understand how they think. 1. Introverts process information more deeply. The introverted brain doesn't skim, it dives. Psychology research shows that introverts have stronger internal neural activity in regions tied to reflection, planning, imagination, and self-awareness. While others speak before thinking, you think long before speaking. You examine conversations, replay interactions, and analyze meaning. This depth makes surface-level interactions feel costly, not because you're awkward, but because your mind treats every conversation as data, not filler. 2. Solitude for introverts isn't emptiness. It's fuel. Most people avoid being alone because silence forces them to face themselves. But introverts don't run from solitude. They recharge in it. The brain of an introvert uses an internal fuel system called internal stimulation reward, meaning that thinking, imagining, and daydreaming create satisfaction the same way socializing does for extroverts. For you, a quiet room isn't punishment, it's sanctuary. Stillness refuels you. Noise drains you. 3. Observation is your primary language. Introverts speak less, not because they have nothing to say, but because they notice more than they need to say. You pick up the smallest details, tone changes, micro-expressions, power dynamics, hidden motives. While others jump into conversations to be heard, you sit back to understand. People confuse silence with weakness, but they forget how much power comes from watching without being seen. Observation builds accuracy. Accuracy builds awareness. Awareness builds wisdom. 4. Small talk is unbearable, but depth is electrifying. Introverts aren't antisocial, they're anti-superficial. You don't want conversations about weather or gossip. You want to talk about ideas, meaning, psychology, identity, purpose, dreams, the future, the past, something with gravity. The world loves small talk because it's easy. Introverts crave depth because it's real. And genuine connection for you is rare because it requires honesty, not entertainment. 5. Energy management is psychological, not emotional. Social interaction costs introverts more mental energy per minute. Neurologically, introverts have higher sensitivity to dopamine, meaning stimulation hits harder, faster, and louder. It's why parties feel chaotic, why crowds feel overwhelming, and why conversations feel like work. You're not disinterested, you're managing energy. Once that energy drops, the brain demands withdrawal for recovery, not out of rejection, but necessity. 6. Introverts don't need constant validation. Extroverts often seek reassurance through external signals. Attention, social engagement, recognition. Introverts operate differently. You validate internally. You find approval in competence, self-understanding, and execution. This makes you look independent, distant, or cold. But in reality, you simply don't require an audience to feel real. Your world is self-sustaining. 7. Trust is earned slowly, but kept fiercely. For introverts, relationships aren't games. They're placements of emotional investment. You don't open up easily, not because you fear people, but because you value honesty. Introverts often grew up observing instead of participating, learning that humans reveal more through patterns than promises. So you test, you watch, you wait. And when you finally trust someone, loyalty becomes instinct. The fewer friends you have, the stronger the bond. Here's what this means. Introversion isn't a flaw. It's not something to outgrow or fix. It's a psychological template built for depth, sensitivity, creativity, and awareness. In a world that rewards volume, introverts thrive in silence. In a culture that values speed, introverts excel in thought. And while society praises those who speak loudly, It often forgets that the quietest minds change the world. If you want more psychology videos that help you understand how your mind actually works, hit subscribe, because the next video might reveal something about yourself you never realized.